My parents made me give half my paycheck to my spoiled younger sister. Years later, I finally got payback at my wedding. Hi, my name is Lena. I'm 30 years old and I grew up with a younger sister, Sophie. She's 10 years younger than me. Our parents always put her on a pedestal, and that favoritism shaped almost every part of my childhood. When I was little, before Sophie was born, my parents adored me. They took me on park trips, read bedtime stories, and hung my drawings proudly on the fridge. But once Sophie arrived, everything shifted. From the start, she was the golden child. They spoiled her while I became an afterthought. I'll never forget my 10th birthday. I had begged for a bike for months, leaving pictures and hints everywhere. On the big day, all I got were books and clothes. My parents said a bike was too expensive. 2 weeks later, Sophie, who was barely old enough to ride, was given a shiny new bicycle because she needed more exercise. That summed up my whole childhood. Her smallest achievement was celebrated, while my hard work was ignored. At 16, I landed my first part-time job at a local bookstore. I was so proud, saving for college. But Sophie, 13 at the time, whined to our parents that it wasn't fair I had spending money. Instead of telling her to wait until she could get a job herself, my parents forced me to hand over half my paycheck to her every month. If I refused, they threatened to make me quit. Watching my little sister blow my money on junk food and video games was soul-crushing. It only got worse. Sophie constantly took my things, clothes, electronics, even my car, without asking. Whenever I protested, my parents lectured me about sharing. Meanwhile, they ignored the concept of teaching Sophie respect. I thought maybe academic success would earn me some recognition. When I got into my dream university with a scholarship, I came home excited to share the news. My parents barely reacted, and immediately shifted the conversation to Sophie's soccer game. Years later, when Sophie got into a community college, they threw her a massive party with catering and a band. The breaking point came in my second year of college. I had saved for months to buy a professional camera for my photography course. When I came home for winter break, I discovered most of my savings had disappeared. Sophie had stolen it to buy herself a new gaming console. When I confronted her, she shrugged and said I could just save again. My parents sided with her, telling me I should have hidden my money better. That was the moment I knew I'd never be valued in that household. From then on, I distanced myself. I worked multiple jobs to get through school, barely visiting home. My parents said I was pulling away, but really, I was protecting myself. Eventually, I graduated with honors, started a career in marketing, and met Ethan, the love of my life. He's 32, kind, and his family has treated me with more warmth in 5 years than my own ever did. Ethan proposed 6 months ago, and while planning our wedding, I made a big decision. I'm not inviting my parents or Sophie. When my mother realized there were no invitations for them, she called crying. My father scolded me, saying I was breaking Sophie's heart, especially since she'd been telling people she'd be my maid of honor, news to me since we hadn't spoken in years. They guilt-tripped, yelled, and even threatened to cut me out of their will, but I stood firm. Some friends suggested I let them come for the sake of peace, but peace is exactly what they've stolen from me my whole life. For once, I'm choosing my happiness. Update 1. After talking with Ethan, I agreed to meet my parents and Sophie in person, hoping for closure. We met at a quiet cafe. My parents launched into the usual emotional blackmail when I calmly explained my reasons, listing the favoritism, the stolen money, and the years of dismissal. Sophie shocked me by admitting she had deliberately broken my camera in college because she resented my success. My parents brushed it off as old news, but that confession only reinforced why they weren't invited. My father even tried bribing me by offering to pay for the wedding if we included them. I refused. Sophie spiraled into a tantrum, accusing me of thinking I was better than the family. Ethan suggested we leave, and I agreed. After that meeting, my extended family started calling nonstop, saying my parents told them I was mentally unstable. It was exhausting, so I blocked their numbers and social media. Ethan took me on a weekend trip to reset, reminding me we're building our own family now, built on love and respect. Update 2. With the wedding getting closer, Ethan and I focused on final preparations. We chose a small, intimate garden ceremony with only close friends and his family. Planning has been joyful, except for my family's continued interference. My mother ambushed me at work, sobbing in the lobby with childhood photo albums, begging me to reconsider. It was humiliating. Later, Sophie sent an email apologizing for being a bad sister and even offered to repay me for the stolen camera. While I acknowledged her message, I told her I still needed space and that my wedding decision was final. Then Sophie crossed the line again. She pretended to be Ethan and called our venue, trying to sneak 3 extra guests onto the list. Thankfully, the coordinator checked with us first. That confirmed my suspicions that her apology was just another manipulation. Ethan is furious and suggested legal action, though I'm holding off for now. On the bright side, his family has been incredibly supportive. His mom even pulled me aside to say she already sees me as her daughter. We've taken precautions, security at the venue, password protection for vendors, just in case. Despite the chaos, I'm focusing on the joy of marrying the man I love. surrounded by people who truly care for us. For the first time, I feel like I'm stepping into the future on my own terms.